Hello and welcome to this easy Linux machine. This one is created by the user Ipsac, and if you know him, he has the unofficial CPTS playlist, and I'm gonna have to take the exam tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited for this one. I have already done it, but it's just got some notes. I'm gonna go over it. So how you would get access to it is you have this sort of help desk ticketing thing, which is a website, and if you grant or ask for some ticket, it will create an email for you, which we can actually use to create an account on Mattermost, because it's only allowing with the same domain name, IP addresses or names, to create an account and sort of see the groups. Inside this group, you will see they talk about some password and how to gain access, which is going to be the user flag. And once we're on the user flag, we can find some credentials for the database, and then in the database, you'll find a hash of the root user, which we can easily crack using a hashcat64 rule on this subscribe thing. So if we look at the Nmap scan, we can see we have 3 ports open. One is 22 for the SSH, and then we have one of 80 and 8065 for Mattermost. First of all, we're just going to go to the normal one. So we're just going to go to http://delivery.hackthebox without that port. And this is a neat looking website, but just going to go to the ugly looking one. And here we will find some help center. We're just going to create a ticket, and I'm just going to have to write these things down. But I'm just going to do, let's just do YouTube at tb.com. So it doesn't really matter what you do here. I'm just gonna have to copy it. Full name is gonna be YouTuber. I don't mind. I'm just gonna do something here, and then we have a contact us, which is gonna be no problem, right? No problem. And then we just have the 59db2 d2b, almost wrong, for the 2-factor, or it's like the captcha. Now we get some ticket ID, and we can see we have this mail, which I'm just gonna have to go and save here. Now I'll go to the Mattermost instance. So we're just gonna go to delivery.hackthebox on the 8065 port, and we're just gonna create a new account. Here we can actually use this thing we just got. So we can use the what's your email address here, and then we're gonna choose username. We were gonna do, what did we do again? YouTube. Let's just do YouTuber. I don't mind. Choose your password. Let's use securely generated one. I'm not gonna copy this just in case I forget it for some reason. Now let's create an account, and we see we're almost there, but now we need to verify our email address. And the way it works, because this is the security mechanism, how you can sort of circumvent this is by going over here and checking the system status or ticket status and using the ticket we have been granted. So we can actually use our domain mail address, and then we can use its ticket. If I just copy this, and you should be able to view your ticket. So now we can actually see some activation mail, because these are just, it's like they created a mail account, you can just view them. So if I copy this correctly, let's see, email delivery hack the box. Just go to copy and go here. It should enforce you to sort of log in. So now we just need to use the generated password, which I'm going to show here, and have to copy it correctly. And then we're just going to sign in. Once you're signing, you can sort of create this, only select the internal team. And immediately on side of internal, you can see they have some developers, please update to theme to the OS ticket before we go live, credentials to the server, our mail deliverer, and you've got mail. I'm just going to copy this thing. Or actually, let me just copy this whole thing. And I'm just going to create one, which is going to be called, let's just do vim creds.txt and just insert here. All right. Let's just cat it. And I'm just going to copy this part because we're going to log in. And I'm just going to log into the mail deliverer and provide it with a password. And if you can see, we immediately get access to the user.txt one. This was quite an easy one, but now we need to sort of escalate the privileges, and we can see we can't really run anything as sudo. So what we need to do now is we're inside of a Mattermost application. So it's good to look inside of config files, and it does matter where it is stored, but I think Mattermost is stored in opt. And then we have config here, which we're just going to show. And of course, it's going to be config.json. And if we just look at the output, I want to find some like credentials or SQL or something like that. SQL, LDAP settings, but it has no password. We're just going to go to office settings, nothing interesting, support settings, email settings, also nothing interesting. And then I see some swrapped encrypted. And then we have some SQL things. I'm just going to go through my creds again. So I'm just gonna, actually I'm not gonna exit out of this. I'm just gonna go to the new one and vim the creds one. If we now insert this new line and just have this one here, I know, like, I've sort of got a list of what I can use, right? I'm just gonna copy its password, and I'm just gonna go over to the other instance again and use a MySQL user, which was M user, I think it was, with a password. And as you can see, you're inside of the databases. Show databases like this, and then we can use the Mattermost because the schema is standard. And then we can show the tables, and we have a lot of them here. How they would do it in EasyBox is most of the time they will have just users. So we're just gonna cat users. My SQL is not on point this today from users. And we can see it's not looking pretty. Maybe we can sort of fix this. Why is it looking so weird? Come on. It's just not looking good. All right, we're just gonna have to go through it. So I see some users, and then we have kick, which is here, root. If you would just highlight this, we actually can see the hash. And you won't find what kind of hashing algorithm is used, but we can create a rule. So I'll have to exit out of this, and I'll just go over to my own instance, and I'm just gonna vim the crats. Actually, let's make hash, because since it's a hash. And now we have to sort of use the please subscribe thing, because that was inside of the chat, right? It's saying also create a program to help us stop reusing the same passwords everywhere, especially those that are variant of please subscribe. So it's saying a variant of please subscribe. This is a great thing because there's quite an easy standard method of getting, like generating passwords. I'm just gonna do echo please subscribe, and then we can do a hashcat, and we can actually apply a rule in here. They're gonna be stored in user share hashcat, and then it's rules. Then we have to, there's a lot of rules, but we're just gonna use the base 64 rule. Sorry, it's best 64. And then we're gonna do the standard output. This one is also just displayed on the screen, but I'm gonna save it to word list. If I now cat word list, I have to do it. Okay. Standard output. If I now cat word list, we can see we have something, and it's not a lot. I think it's 77 lines, which is not too much, but we can use it. We can now use John. So let's just use it on hash and not on RockU, because we just created a word list. And word list is going to be the word list one. No password hashes. How did I call it again? Why is it not working? Oh, sorry, I cracked it already. Let's just show it. How do I show this again? Show cracked John hashes. John show, yeah, it's John show. Probably don't have to do hash or this one. There we go. So we have please subscribe, exclamation mark 21. So we can actually use this. If we go inside of our other instance and do su to root, you can provide a password, and then we have the password here.